Captivating Lunar Crossroads, where Virgo meets Pisces. The camera pans over a sleepy coastal town cloaked in mist, the sound of crashing waves echoing in the distance. Moonlight streaks across the dark waters, illuminating the remains of a shipwreck exhibited outside a small, time-worn museum. Inside, Evelyn methodically arranges historical artifacts under the museum's dim lighting. Her sharp, focused gaze and deliberate hands embody precision. The silence shifts as the slow creak of the front door echoes through the hall. Evelyn freezes, unsettled by the sound. A tall, disheveled man with paint-streaked hands and the air of a dreamer steps inside. Sebastian introduces himself, his voice mellow but a touch haunting. He's here to view the shipwreck exhibit, he says. Evelyn, skeptical of his unexpected arrival, barely conceals her irritation. Their exchange is brief but electric. Her guarded demeanor clashes with his laid-back curiosity. Still, Evelyn catches herself glancing at him, feeling an odd pull she can't explain. The camera lingers on Evelyn that night, seated at her kitchen table. Her house is as orderly as her personality, everything in its perfectly designated place. On her laptop, she researches the exhibit late into the night, scrolling past meteorological reports and astrology charts tied to the shipwreck's history. The faint trace of confusion flickers across her face when she notices an inexplicable overlap between the curse's lore and astrological alignments matching Virgo and Pisces. Distracted, she turns toward a leather-bound journal by her side. She runs a finger over it, hesitating. Flashes of a tragedy, blurry memories of grief, a stone etched with a name, indicate there's a wound Evelyn hasn't let heal. It lingers in every movement she makes. The next morning at the museum, Sebastian is back, this time sketching the shipwreck's debris with an eerie accuracy. His art brings hauntingly vivid details of the ship to life, the jagged hull, tattered sails, and mundane objects frozen in time. As Evelyn confronts him about how he manages to produce such eerily precise sketches despite having no prior contact with the objects, Sebastian shrugs. "I don't know," he says softly. "Sometimes, I see things before I know them." Though she scoffs, Evelyn feels a chill run down her spine. There's something uncanny about him, something unsettling she refuses to admit captures her interest. Despite herself, she tentatively agrees to let him examine more of the artifacts under her supervision. Through rumors, Sebastian and Evelyn learn from a local historian that the shipwreck is tied to a celestial curse. Legend whispers of a captain who tried defying the stars, a fateful decision that doomed the entire crew during a rare Virgo-Pisces alignment centuries ago. Evelyn dismisses it as myth. "Astrology can't curse a ship. That's absurd." "Maybe," Sebastian counters, "but the stars might be trying to tell us something." His voice is soft, teasing, but with a strange undercurrent of truth Evelyn can't ignore. Their research deepens as each peculiar event heightens the tension. Doors slam inexplicably in the museum. Shadows flicker ominously in the exhibit halls, and Evelyn begins having vivid, atmospheric dreams of the open sea, tangled with the anguish of the doomed crew. All the while, the undeniable chemistry between Sebastian and Evelyn intensifies. One night, they stumble across an artifact hidden within the shipwreck debris, a tarnished astrolabe etched with the constellations of Virgo and Pisces. When Evelyn touches it, she freezes, her vision consumed by cascading flashes of a ship caught in a storm. "Evelyn, what just happened?" Sebastian asks, gripping her shoulder, but she can't bring herself to speak. "Evelyn, what just happened?" Sebastian asks, gripping her shoulder, but she can't bring herself to speak. "Evelyn, what just happened?" Sebastian asks, gripping her shoulder, but she can't bring herself to speak. As they study the astrolabe back at the museum, the local historian, Dr. Whitaker, begins to insert himself into their orbit. Soft-spoken but intimidating, he claims to know the curse's true nature and its value. Though outwardly helpful, his presence unsettles Evelyn. "He seems harmless," Sebastian says, as they leave one of their encounters with Whitaker. "No one really is," Evelyn counters, her guarded tone brimming with suspicion. When the museum faces a sudden break-in, Evelyn and Sebastian find themselves increasingly entangled together. Amid the chaos, Evelyn's typically unflappable demeanor begins to crack. Late one night, As they piece together fragments of the ship's history, Evelyn opens up. My father told stories about the sea, about fearing its mysteries, but he still loved it. My brother followed him into that life, and both of them, her voice catches, I lost them to the ocean. Sebastian reaches for her hand. That weight, it doesn't go away. I know what it's like to carry something like that. Sebastian reaches for her hand. That weight, it doesn't go away. I know what it's like to carry something like that. Sebastian reaches for her hand. That weight, it doesn't go away. I know what it's like to carry something like that. Subtle sparks fly between them in this poignant moment of shared vulnerability. But Evelyn pulls away, protective of her heart, unwilling to admit how much Sebastian's steadfast presence comforts her. Whitaker makes his move, quietly manipulating their research and pressuring Evelyn to hand over the cursed astrolabe. It grows clear he is far from the neutral figure he projects. A confrontation between Whitaker and Sebastian at the museum boils over, leaving Evelyn caught in the middle. The emotional tension gives rise to an explosive argument between Evelyn and Sebastian. Her rational mind clashes with his intuitive nature as she accuses him of falling too far down the rabbit hole. He, in turn, challenges her to stop hiding behind her logic and acknowledge the pull they both feel, not just toward solving the mystery, but toward each other. It culminates in an intense moment that leaves them closer to each other than before, mere inches apart, the air electric. Evelyn hesitates, then turns away. She's not ready yet. As a rare Virgo-Pisces alignment approaches, the astrolabe starts exhibiting signs of power, pulsating with a faint celestial glow. Sebastian experiences visions, a storm-tossed sea, screams mingling with the crash of waves. Evelyn deciphers cryptic captain's notes that describe the astrological convergence as both a curse and a chance for redemption. Together, they realize they must make a critical decision: destroy the object or risk leaving its power in the wrong hands. Under the night sky, they share a rare quiet moment on a cliff overlooking the ocean. You think we're tied to this, don't you? Evelyn asks softly. Sebastian's nod is almost imperceptible. I know I was meant to find you, Evelyn, even if I can't explain it. She turns to him, poised between doubt and longing. I don't believe in fate. But what if it believes in us? Close and exposed, they share their first kiss, the passion born out of fear, desire, and an unspoken sense of inevitability. Whitaker ambushes them at the museum, determined to seize the astrolabe during its moment of alignment. What follows is a nail-biting chase through darkened corridors and storm-lashed streets. Evelyn and Sebastian combine their unique strengths, her logical problem-solving and his intuitive understanding of the astrolabe's connection to their past lives, to fend him off. In a climactic struggle, they ignite the astrolabe's energy, culminating in a dazzling release that neutralizes its celestial curse, shattering it in Whitaker's grasp. He retreats, undone by his greed. The wrecked astrolabe now lies in ruins, the curse dispelled. As the sun rises over the water, Evelyn and Sebastian process their ordeal together, knowing their lives are forever changed. She runs her hand over the edge of the exhibit's frame and looks to him. Do you think the stars are quiet now? Sebastian smiles faintly. Maybe, but I kind of hope they're not. They walk along the beach, their shadows blending into the rising dawn, a promise of love lingering in the air. Please help our channel grow by like, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. There is also a link in the description for a free moon reading. Please check it out.